Good evening, students. Now, in this part, there are two sections, and right now I'll be focusing on the ninth diagram, which is present for us, and we will see as to what exactly they are. In the ninth paragraph is being discussed in the book itself. So here we have checked out, and we have seen that yes. There is something called as soul for us, and then the mind is also existing, and between these two things, so we have seen that for the mind is said to be the object of the soul, and all knowledge which is being perceived is through mind. However, here the most fascinating thing that I discovered is that mind is also atomic in nature, which means that he is able to divide and build up more in nature and try to remember this, which is not present in other text at all. So here we can understand that yes, there is this atomic nature of the mind also side by side. Secondly, there is something else here he is differentiating, and that is what mind is independent substance. It is not in reference to the soul at all, though it is the object of that one in that manner. So it becomes an independent substance, number one. Number two, there is no quality of the mind in that manner, and there is it is not even the faculty of the soul also, that one has to remember. So these are the three characteristic features for the mind, and in fact five I would say. One, that mind is not the faculty of the soul. The second quality is that it is not a quality of a mind. Remember, it is the object of the mind, but not a quality, object of the soul, but not the quality, quality of the soul in that manner. So tomorrow if somebody asks you what is the quality of the soul as per Vishwanath Bhatt, you should be able to make it absolutely clear that yes, these are different from mind and soul. For soul, it is basically what we have seen: aversion, volition, pleasure, pain, and then we have even discussed the merit and demerits of the soul pertaining to their actions, whereas for mind it has a different together. And next one is that it is independent substance, so there is difference between mind and soul. And the next one that we have checked out is that it is atomic in nature. Okay, so he does not discuss anything about the soul in this particular paragraph for us. All knowledge is perceived, and with the help of the mind. So whatever, remember, when I'm saying all knowledge, I'm not saying all perceptions out here. Remember, so there is the difference between perception and the knowledge also that he is distinguishing out here. So he says that in order to come over and understand that all knowledge is perceived and it is being taken care of by the mind itself, and that is the importance of the mind. Next one that we need to understand is that one, it takes place what? The formation of a single perception is taking place one at a time, and it is being, like for example, if I'm tasting mango, so it is taking place one at a time for the soul. If I'm looking at the color of the mango, it is taking place one. If I touch the mango, the feel that I have got for the skin is very different kind of a thing, and it is one. So they say that these things are taking place one after the other, and at the single perception. So you can understand that each sensory experience that you have got is one of the other perception. So there are five perceptions which is taking place, and then after that you have got the complete combination of these perceptions which takes place together, that it becomes the sixth one, then seventh, then eighth. So the perception levels keeps on increasing till the time we want to remember, recollect it, and that you will see in his next discussion immediately out here. And then he talks about, here he introduces the concept of idea. Now I want you to remember, compare this particular aspect of idea with reference to I would say Frege on one hand, then we have seen in Russell also it was taking place, then even in Austin. So you can compare all the three together with this idea, concept of idea given to us by Vishwanath Bhatt, and carry forward. And then he says that these things are taking place one at a time. So even idea, just like your single perception, one idea at a time comes to the soul through the mind, and then it that is taking place. It's not that amalgam of all ideas keeps coming together. No, one after the other, they are going in a particular chain. So let me stop here and proceed further in my next video, more complicated part of this one, where in this I would say he was discussing more about mind, and in the next para he's talking about the soul. So we will see what that is also in the next video of mine. Till then, thank you and take care. Bye.